All right, y'all. This is why movements are nonsense. The whole concept of a movement to me, all it does is it just takes you right back to where you started. You know, they talk about these movements, and I'm not going to sit here and name every movement that there is, but all a movement is doing is it's saying, hey, look, I'm doing something for the betterment of this society or this system or a group of people, and we are the better ones. You know, we're doing this for our cause, you know, and it just, all it does is it leads right back to all the nonsense. And I know a lot of you ain't going to understand what I mean with a lot of the things that I say, because I don't know where you're at in your life. I have no idea. That's none of my business, but I don't know where you're at. But all movements do is lead you right back to the same exact thing. It's not getting to the root of the cause. I don't watch TV anymore. I can't tell you the last time that I watched television. I don't watch TV because everything on TV is a part of what I'm talking about right now. It all just takes you on this constant circle right back to the problem. You think that it's solving the problem when you do certain things that you're doing, like movements and watching TV and all these things. It's not leading you nowhere at all. It's not leading you nowhere. It's until we get to the root of what is going on, then those things are going to keep going on. See, nobody wants to get to the root of things. You know, movements, that's all that is a facade and a mask that people don't know they're wearing. They don't even know that they're wearing it. And it's, how can I say this? It's, even when you don't have anything to say, even when I don't have anything to say, that's great. Because then I know that I'm starting over from scratch. You see, I'm not putting all of my apples in one basket, so to speak. I'm not looking forward to this ultimate, excuse me, this ultimate thing, I almost choked there, this like ultimate thing in my head that it's not there. The quicker that you can realize that these delusions and these grandiose things in your head are really not there, you're not going to see reality for what it really is. And you're not going to be able to tell yourself certain things because you're convincing yourself that there is this ultimate thing that you're heading towards, that you're doing it for some purpose or some meaning or some reason. All that is nonsense. It's all nonsense. The only thing that you and I should be focused on, if anything, and I'm not even telling you that you got to be focused on that because you're going to do what you do with your life. But the only thing that I want to focus on is my health and, you know, staying away from trouble, keeping my mind occupied, or meditating or exercising, doing what I need to do for myself. Like, it's not like I'm doing these things to get to a certain place or a goal or to achieve something. I'm doing it because that's what I got to do to live. And so many people, they're not living. They're not living their life. They're constantly going towards these institutions and these movements and these groups where they think that they're going to find some kind of solace in that. Now, if the group that was looking for that solace was understanding reality and accepting things for how they really are and being brutally honest with themselves, then I would accept that. I would be for that. But so many of us, when we're having a bad day, what do? We want to fight to make it better. If we're going through something, we want to do something to seem as though we're not feeling what we're feeling or what we're really going through. You see, it's a constant covering up. It's a constant going back to the same thing. It's a constant reliving the same crap that you just came from, and you keep doing it over and over and over and over again. And that's the definition of insanity. Life is in and of itself an insanity, but breaking away from that insanity is when you say, okay, look, it is what it is. And you accept things for how they really are. And then you can move on. You don't have to be a part of a movement to do that. You don't have to be a part of a movement to move on. You see? And I didn't have really anything to talk about when I was out here. I just wanted to do a video on something, and this is what I thought about. I thought about how there's so many people that feel the need to get involved with this hamster wheel mentality where you're just doing the same things over and over again, and it's like so many people will never break away from that. And yes, there's sometimes, a lot of times, where I feel like I'm doing the same things over and over. But see, that is my mind trying to convince me and tell me to go back to the old ways and the old things that I was doing and the old things that I was saying, because I was conditioned. I was conditioned. I was brainwashed. I was indoctrinated with all this stuff. And there has to be someone like me that keeps jamming this in your head. I myself am not brainwashing you. I am unbrainwashing you when I say these things. I am unconditioning you. I am getting you out of the shell that you're in. But yet, when I get you out of those, if I get myself out of those, I still understand reality for what it really is. And then I can see it for what it is and admit it for what it is. And it makes it so much easier. It takes the 1,000-pound gorilla off of your back when you do these things. I don't feel like I have that weight on my shoulder anymore. You know, the only weight that I have on my shoulder is all this stuff that I'm talking about with y'all. Is these movements and trying to fight your way through life and doing all these things that you think are going to help. They're not going to help you. I'm telling you, they're not going to do nothing for you. If you only knew how indoctrinated and conditioned and brainwashed and how much you have been convinced that you need to be the way that you think you need to be. And I'm telling you, it's going to be hard when you wake up from the dream. You're going to go probably through some really rough times when you wake up out of the dream. Because I woke up out the dream, and let me tell you, it was a really, really tough time. It was a really tough time in my life to wake up from the dream that I was in. Because I was in a big, 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 big dream. See, reality's not the problem. It's the things that are in here. Right here is what the problem is. It's the things that have been being stuffed in our heads since we came out of our mother's womb. It's this peer pressure, group mentality thing that has been stuffed in our heads, and we keep thinking that we have to live by that, or we're not going to fit in, and we're not going to be, a part of the group, and we're not going to be comfortable in all these things. And listen, I'll be honest with y'all. I wouldn't mind having, someone that I could go to and talk to about these kinds of things. But there's so few people that will actually understand. And I would just prefer to be with myself nowadays, Because I know all the lingo. I know how people talk. I know how most people think with these kinds of things. All you have to do is listen. All you have to do is listen to what comes off of their tongue, their actions, their everyday life. I mean, that it speaks for itself. Your life speaks for itself. I really don't even need to speak words. My actions speak for me. Really, when I talk, the reason that I'm talking is because I'm going for to make someone else understand this. Because there is so much of a lack of understanding today. It's just out of this world. I listen, I just see this kind of stuff on YouTube. Like the music today is it's just something I don't want to listen to, and I'm not going to listen to. TV shows. I don't want no part of this stuff anymore. It's just, I don't even know what to call it. I don't even know the word to call it. It's just, to me, it's confusion. I don't know. And I don't like actually talking about it, but it is what it is. Like, if I would sit here and get into it and talk about what it really is, I would be here for so long. And I know a lot of you know what it is. It's just you think that there's something there that's not there. You still think that there's something in these things that I talk about that is going to give you some kind of relief, or is going to be the solve all problem, or is going to be the answer or the solution. And you have to get it in your mind, in your head, that it's not there. It doesn't exist. It's not there. And you might be saying, oh, well, it's not there for you, but it can be for me. But I don't know. Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge all this stuff? And I understand it doesn't get me nowhere. It doesn't do nothing. It's just me coming to this realization time and time again. And the more that I come to a realization how things really are, the more I'm freeing myself from the bondage of everything that I thought was going to get me somewhere. And I know it never will. And that's freeing in some sense. But in some sense, it puts a burden on me. But that burden, I can handle it a lot better. You see? I can handle it much easier. And me as a person, I love sound, but there is a time for complete silence too. Can you hear the silence? It's beautiful. Silence is beautiful and sound is beautiful. They're both one and of the same to me. So maybe you need to just go somewhere where you're completely away from everything, away from all the noise, all the drama, all the corruption, to clear your mind and to get past this. And then some people, they need to take it another way. It's not the same for everyone. This message, it's not going to come across the same way with each person. Some people are going to determine it in different ways, and they're going to think that I'm speaking in different ways. So you wonder what I'm really saying. Do you really understand what I'm saying? I always think stuff like this, and if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. But at the end of the day, it's a process you have to go through. Like, I see a lot of these musicians and stuff today doing what they're doing, and I say to myself, sooner or later, they are going to see it for what it really is, and they're going to get tired of it, and they're going to get sick of listening and doing and saying the same things over and over again, because they're on that one-sided thing that I'm talking about. They're not seeing everything. They don't have a true understanding of logic and understanding and wisdom and what it really is to accept reality. So a lot of you're going to have to go through a tough time probably for a while to get to the real realization of reality in life, And it doesn't matter if you're there or you're not there. There really is no there. When you see it for what it is, you'll know. You'll know. And you won't have nothing left to really prove. And it'll just be on to the next, on to the next. Okay, it's a new day. The slate is clean. I'm not holding on to shit from yesterday or a couple hours ago. There's no point or no reason to hold on to anything. It's gone. And that's what makes my days feel like they're new. Because I'm letting go of everything all the time. So it might seem like I'm all over the place. You know, I may seem like this person that I'm just everywhere. And I am everywhere. Because I'm everything. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. Thanks for watching SBN Resonate, the SBN Lifestyle. You know, if you feel as though you're led to spread my channel, spread my message, spread my videos, you know, do what you feel led to do, if you feel led to do it, you know? So thank you. Later.